Welcome to our live session here in Suomenlinna. So this is an old 18th century fortress which is located in several islands, and this has a very interesting and very rich underwater cultural heritage which is normally not known for the people. And this event is really special because we have two guests who has taken an electric car all the way from Italy to Finland and to Suomenlinna. So they arrived yesterday evening, and we thought that it would be really nice to show them some because they are divers. So we are very happy to show them one of our biggest wooden wrecks, which locates right here in the shoreline. So first we have Ekku here, and Ekku, you are going to take the ROV to the wreck.
Yeah, normally we do not need divers on water when we would like to have some video from underwater. But in this case, I will be the motor. So, and I steer the rov, but in this case it's like a cable cam. So sometimes this way. And it's easier because visibility might be quite poor, and then the steering the rov is quite difficult. But when you are on water with rov, you can steer it by yourself, so it's easier this way.
So you are the motor of the ROV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wreck.
I'm that low tech part.
So the biotechnical part.
Biotechnical part. Yes. Yeah. Because this is a kind of a sustainability event, so we have to not use so much electricity, so we use only bioenergy.
That's good. So about the wreck. So it's over here between that concrete block. It's about 30 meters long, and I think at some point in our live we can show a video which we did last spring, because we did the 3D model during the winter time, because winter time the visibility should be better. But now it looks promising, because sometimes it's like chocolate or milk coffee, but now it's quite clear.
Yeah, now it looks
promising.
Quite good, but you never know from shore what is it in the bottom. So
yeah,
let's see.
Yeah. So tell once more who you are and which company or which diving society you are presenting.
Yeah, I'm Ekku Pinola, and I'm a part of Marine Archaeological Society Finland, and of course we have a diving club here, Sukeltajat ry, which in English divers. So I have dived about 33 years or something like that. So it's not my first time. But in this wreck is my first time, so I'm really excited, as you see in my face.
Okay, we wish you good luck. Discover the wreck, and yeah, let's assist Ekku with the diving gear so he can go. Okay. So our dear guest, all the way from Italy with the electrical car.
Hello, Mina. It's a real pleasure to be here. It's a beautiful day in Finland, in Suomenlinna.
Yep.
And we're really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us to this great event.
Yeah, thank you, Mina. We're so happy to be here and to be among the first of looking this wreck directly. So thank you.
And you can keep that yourself because I'm on this mic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, you got a mic.
Yeah. And put it a bit closer so it's easier because there's a little bit wind.
Okay.
So you have really taken the car all the way from Italy until here, and you arrived yesterday evening. So what has been your first impression of this UNESCO World Heritage Site?
That's right. So we've been traveling for 3.5 months already. We covered 16,000 kilometers. And the impression that we have of Suomenlinna, the island, has been anything but lovely. The same thing that we have actually experienced everywhere in Finland. We're looking forward to arrive to Helsinki actually, since we started to cover Finland from the very north, from Lapland, an area that we love. And it was a big surprise to, arrive to Suomenlinna and see the way that people live, all the constructions which are, historical constructions, and also that there's a very easy pace. Cars are not are hardly allowed on the island, and people walk a lot. So we love the calm that the island presents.
We're also being very lucky to be on the autumn colors to live that, and it's so beautiful. So we're going to now experience the underwater beauty of Finland.
That is so lovely. I think you have been very very lucky with the weather, and the timing. It's perfect because it's getting cold and dark, so the days are getting shorter. So you had the possibility to experience really a lovely period of the Finnish autumn.
That is right. It was all time, by the way. Yeah, it took us like 9 months to prepare this trip. So we thought very thoroughly, what we need to do first, and we knew that we couldn't be in Scandinavia too late. So as Alana said, we actually love the colors, autumn colors. I don't think we could have picked any better time to come.
Perfect timing.
That is so correct. So what is your experience of traveling with an electrical car all the way from Lapland through until the southern part of Helsinki? Was it difficult to find the places to charge the car?
Actually, no. It was uncharted territory for us because we knew very well that Sweden and in particular Norway, they're very well covered. We are working with a partner, Ionity, that is the biggest company with a charging network all over Europe. They got almost 400 charging stations. But the truth is that
they produce only renewable energy. That was really important also for us.
That's right. They sell only renewable energy on their charging stations. The truth is that on the very, very north of Norway and also in Lapland, they still haven't reached that area. But it was not a problem, in particular as well, because we stopped by 2 research stations, and they were very, keen on letting us recharge the car there. So we haven't had any problems so far.
Yeah, and you can also take into account that there are more chargers for electric cars than gas stations if you take into consideration the plug from the walls. So we have no problem. We only may have to walk sometimes, but we managed to arrive here.
Yeah, we are so happy to have you. So,
And
what about your diving careers? So you have been diving in mostly like warm and clear waters. So do you have experience of going in cold water, which might be a bit dark?
Well, it's my first time diving in such with bad visibility water. Yeah, as you say, we're used to more warm with better visibility, but we also love adventure and we also love diving. So we're really looking forward to this new experience, and we're jumping in with an open mind.
Yeah, that is something you always need when you are taking such an adventurous tour as you are.
absolutely, yeah. That's part of the adventure. Is that some things will not happen the way that you have planned, and you have to resolve them. And as Alana said, you need to have an open mind in order to find solutions that they allow you to continue
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah, you need to step out of your comfort zone to find the magic. So let's do it.
So you are a couple. So when the blood sugar is low and the car battery is coming low, and you are going into this narrow path of getting upset and nervous, and you are tired. So are you arguing a lot, or do you manage with the sense of humor?
People keep asking this, but I'm telling me not. No, we love being together, and the fact that we share both love and the same mission, it only makes us stronger, our relationship and our work for the environment. So.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct what Alana said. Imiki. So no, she's very right. it's funny that everybody asks the same question.
Yeah.
And we only see it from the inside. I guess that it's got sort of a different look from the outside. But first of all, 1 + 1 is 2, so you can always achieve more things by working as a team. Luckily, within our team, there's also a lot of love. That doesn't mean that sometimes we have differences and we might argue, but often those differences are about the small details, not the big ones.
So you're not stopping the car and saying, you walk the rest of the...
It has never happened. It has never happened. No, not at all.
Sorry, I was interrupting you. I'm just, joking. But it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. We're really pleased and happy to be here. Thank you for inviting.
So do you have your diving torches so that you have enough light to go in?
I believe so. We have our lights. Let's see if they're enough for this shadow.
So when was the last time you were diving and which was the place?
So we have dove actually quite a bit throughout the trip. We dove in Italy, in Portofino. Then we dove in Belgium in different locations. We loved diving there. And we actually dove in a quarry in Belgium. That was cold and visibility was not that great. So that was our first training, for what came next. Because then we dove again in Norway, in different locations, actually in 3 different locations, and we really love the underwater world of Scandinavia. We think that there's amazing things to see, and people are perhaps wrongly too used to dive in warm waters, and that's the only thing that they might think of, but that is not the case. We got 70% of the planet is covered by water, so you need to adapt and you need to learn to dive in different conditions because there's beauty everywhere.
Absolutely agree. I think Scandinavia has a lot of magical creatures, so the underwater is like mythical. It's a different experience and that I much recommend.
Yeah, and if you think about the Baltic Sea and the way it preserves wooden wrecks, so because we have such a great history below the waves, and for example, this wreck you are going to experience today, it's been dendrodated, so the yearings of a tree. So it's built after 1780, so it's pretty old.
Yeah, indeed. We never actually dove to check out the wreck this old, so we're really excited. It's our first time.
Yeah, we're looking forward, and I just hope that I'm not free falling on the wreck. No, joking. We're super excited, and let's do it.
And it couldn't be better to have a person like you, because you're one of a kind. There's very few people in the world that have done the great archaeological work that you have done, in particular here in Finland. So we're really proud to have you and to learn from you.
Well, thank you.
Next couple of days.
Yeah, thank you. So I think I will let you start your preparation with your dives, and we shall see where the ROV is going.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll see you once we come out of the water.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck. Thank you. And enjoy. Panu, you are standing here with a cable. What is happening?
Yes, I'm standing here with the ROV cable, and I'm kind of guiding Ekku. Actually, Ekku is using the ROV since we have some technical problems with that, and Ekku is kind of a motor for ROV. I'm just taking care of the cable. It's tight enough or loose enough for Ekku. This is kind of a ice diving. It's good you have a proper touch with the diver, and you feel where the diver is going. And now, since we are doing this from the shore, it's quite easy. You don't have to worry about too much where the cable is going to tangle. There are some buoys close or nearby, and you have to watch the buoys that the cable is not going to be around the buoys or the weight of the buoys. But the wreck on this side is away from the buoys, so we should be on a safe side on that matter.
And what is your relationship with wrecks?
I joined the diving club Sukeltajat, the same club which Ekku belongs to, and around 1995. And Sukeltajat diving club, it's a wreck diving club, and I have been diving wrecks ever since. And
So you have a long history with wrecks.
yes, the wrecks is my thing, I would say.
So is it the wooden ones or the more modern ones?
Any kind of wreck.
Okay.
Any kind of wreck.
So there are the stories which interest you.
Yeah, the stories are which most interest me. Of course, it's always nice to know why the wreck lies there where it lies.
Yeah, they all have their own stories. And from this wreck, we really don't know why it is here. It seems that it might be recycled, so that it's like a scuttled on purpose, that they wanted to build something on top of it. But there wasn't. We haven't been able to find anything from archival material. There was students from Helsinki University a few years ago going through the material in Helsinki City Archives, where was some information from Suomenlinna, but nothing from this wreck. So that's why we are going to, because we have this new project, the End of Glory Days, and we are going to discover the secrets of this Swedish era. So when this fortress changed from Swedish to Russian, there was over 100 vessels which were left behind, and we think that this wreck might be one of them, and it's like 30 meters long, so it might be one of the bigger vessels. So it's quite intriguing to be studying this.
So 30 meters, it's quite big wreck.
Yeah, it's quite big wreck, and it's very heavily built, and yeah, we have the 3D model and preliminary dating, but next summer we are going to have excavation here. So will you be joining us in the excavation?
I hope so. I hope so. I've seen a picture of this wreck and kind of a 3D model, and I didn't see any rocks, or maybe only few. Have you discovered? Is it full of rocks or?
Yeah, it is. There are quite many big blocks, so that they don't seem to be something like barlast. They seem to be put there on purpose. But because this is an actively used work area, so it's also possible that they are there from a later date. So we don't really know if they belong to the original wreck and the scuttling of it.
So you actually answered my next question. Is it the wreck? Are those stones, are they ballast, or is it on purpose for scuttling the wreck?
Yeah, it's something we eager to study and see how it goes. So this is part of the Lost Fleet project, which we are running together with Swedes. So it's the Stockholm University which is running the program, and it's funded by Riksbanken Jubileumsfond, and this is part of it. And that's why we are going to have some support from our Swedish colleagues, because they have more experience on this sort of wreck structures or ship structures. So I'm really looking forward to this cooperation.
Is this kind of a normal scientist work that nowadays, before you can do, you have to have a larger scientist doing it, kind of a cooperation from different countries, like we have today.
Yeah. So now we have to know that if the wreck has been discovered, so I will go and find out. Okay, so so I can inform our DAN divers that they can go. But we heard that the wreck has been discovered. Yeah.
Se on nimenomaan enemmän tuo, että mä sanoin, että se on jostain tästä, mutta se on
Yeah.
enemmän tuo.
Yeah.
Se näkyy kyllä jo tuolla.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Perfect. So it's visible in the
Kari, jos on niin oikein hyvä kirkas vesi, niin tyyni helinä.
I'm going to meet.
Hi.
Kyllä siellä on näkyvyys.
Well,
Näkyvyys.
so in action, it's exactly what I wanted to see. Wanted to see how you work with underwater archaeology and what the different people do. There has been an interesting day so far, and hopefully we will soon see some pictures or photos of the wreck. I'm really curious to see how this day will go on, and if possibly this will be my future workplace, or we'll see what's going to happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Sofia,
Yeah.
no, tuosta kaikki. Joo. Because supposed to come here, but this is what's happening.
Hopefully I can join. That would be amazing. And I'm happy that the University of Helsinki provides so many courses and also professionals working in this field. So I have the possibility to learn more about this topic.
From our team. So
Oh, well, that's a difficult question. Hopefully, all the aspects of your job. However, I'm interested in wrecks as well as the artifacts and the stories behind those wrecks and behind maritime archaeology, how people have traveled on the seas and the rivers and so on. So perhaps my dream day in this job would be to see you in action, as I'm still not a diver, hopefully one day, but see you in action and see what step by step, what are the things you will do when you, for example, go and excavate or discover a wreck, and also perhaps get a hands-on connection with some objects from that wreck or from the site. That would be very interesting to also learn a bit about the conservation of those things.
yeah, absolutely.
So we're having a problem with
Microphone.
Minna's microphone.
That I have done. Mistä kohti? Otetaanko me alusta Sabina?
Okay, so hear my talk.
So my green light is a bit bumpy. We shall see. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah. So I thought that I've been talking the whole time about myself. Yeah, look, our daughters are going in. Yeah, that is
Exciting.
they are really proud. It's called because visibility, they are used to have good visibility underwater. So now it's a.
What's the water at the moment? What's the visibility in the water at the moment?
Now
So it's half a meter to 1 meter. It's actually
The visibility seems to be quite all right.
so the visibility was something like 1.5 meters. Okay.
No, she's on study leave. She's going back to Stockdale.
Go. Hello guys. Is it so few questions for our live. So you can have this one and I'm on here, so and you keep it like this and yeah.
I need more weight.
Okay. Yeah, you can take here. Yeah.
Kari. You have here. All right, I'll take it out.
Okay. So our divers need a bit more weight to be able to go down.
You have like Libra.
Kari. So you are the one who you have seen the wreck and you have actually done the 3D model of the site. So what was the specific things about this wreck?
Well, let's see. I didn't that much see the wreck. The conditions were very bad. Anyway, with the 3D model, it's old wooden wreck, quite intact actually. So very interesting to know more about the history.
So I remember we actually tried to go on top of ice. So on ice diving last winter. We were too lucky because the visibility was even worse with the ice.
That's true. It was really horrible conditions, and we decided for safety reasons that we don't do it that way.
Yeah. So thank you, Kari.
Thank you.
Our divers and gave them a little bit more lead so that they can actually go down, and now it seems that it's working.
Must be all the extra undergarments because they're not quite used to Baltic.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, you have to put so much clothes on under your suit. Now it seems that they are, and I'm quite sure that it's a quite situation when there's people looking and interesting how you're doing.
No pressure. Down you go.
Yeah. It's there. We try to make it as easy as possible with the cable so that they don't get lost.
Yeah. Quite interesting. The first Baltic experience, actually seeing a wooden wreck that's that old. It's always quite special.
That is so true. But you have a long history with diving.
Yeah, I've been diving since I was 12, so it's almost 26 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started in Australia?
No, actually I started in the North Sea off Scotland.
Really?
Off Aberdeen.
Okay.
2 degree waters.
Oh.
So I actually started as a cold water diver.
Okay.
And then, I didn't move back to it until I was 17, 18.
Okay.
When I carried on diving there. And from there sort of it went from being a hobby to a full-time life and dedicated job, and that's kind of what's brought me to Finland as well.
So can you tell something about the new scientific diving academy you are running?
Oh yeah. So I'm basically setting up and running the Finnish Scientific Diving Academy. It's there to meet the demands of the need for scientific divers, both for the archaeology for work like this, and excavation work, and documentation of wrecks and other marine systems, and then it's also training marine biologists and anyone else that needs scientific dives. So we're using a whole different array of training programs to meet the demands, everything from advanced European scientific divers all the way through to citizen science programs for people that are interested in learning about scientific diving but are not professional scientists themselves. It's based out at Suomenlinna Zoological Station down in towards Hunkle, but it'll be running projects all over Finland and hopefully as it grows overseas as well. So it's officially starts, launches next week, but we've actually been running courses this week already. So.
Yeah, I saw that you were pretty busy this week.
Yeah, so the first couple of days we were doing some in-house training for some new climate biology researchers for the new coastline project that's happening at the station. And then on Wednesday I was actually out doing scientific work, surveying area with the professors that are running the coastline project itself, surveying the site for a sort of an initial outlook of what's there and setting up the experimental design processes for the next 3-4 years of work. So, and then it's getting ready for here today and tomorrow for the presentations that we're going to be having, which will be very interesting, I think.
Yeah, these wrecks in the Baltic, they are quite interesting biological reefs. So there is a good cooperation with the marine biologist and marine archaeologist. So we have a kind of a common interest. You can't separate these wrecks from the environment. They are part of it. And when we are studying them, we should, take into account the both perspectives. So I think that we are not supposed to specialize too much. We should, have a good cooperation.
I think definitely. I mean, some of the research that's come out in the last couple of years relating reefs to actual marine biological processes and ecosystems and specialization in the area of sunken shipwrecks has been published from the Baltic, actually, from this region of the world. And I think it's correct there. Cross-disciplinary research is where we'll get to the next level in areas of that. And you can also look at preservation of the historical important sites related to the biological processes that are happening as well. Because if the Baltic starts degrading biologically and we have issues like that, it's going to affect the historical aspect and vice versa. I mean, a lot of these wrecks and sites contain oils and munitions as well, which will affect the biological system. So they're very, very closely related and linked. And I think cooperation, like you said, is very important. The academy is actually driven towards that. I mean, I'm a marine biology background person that works a lot with archaeological research teams, and sort of that overlap is very interesting as well.
Yeah, and I happen to know that you're also a team member in Paadavonne.
Yeah, I'm very, very proud to be part of the Paadavonne team for the last couple of years and doing the work. Some of the work we did this summer was spectacular.
Yeah, could you tell something about that? You got to experience something really special.
This summer we were working on a Dutch float that the team found last year by accident. They thought it was something else and then found a 17th century wreck on the bottom sitting upright. And this year we went down to try and identify more information about her and finish the modelling. So there were 3 teams doing different aspects each day on work. One team was trying to make the 3D model more accurate, so we can use it for further investigation planning, and also have a documentation of what it looks like exactly. One team were filming documentary footage for a documentary that's being made on it by Handel Productions, and then one team was actually taking measurements and identifying objects and working out items to recover. And we actually did find the name of the ship, much to you're smiling because it's like, I've never seen anything done so much as that. We flipped over the transit plate and actually found the name and the year it was made, and so it was built in 1636, and the name is the Swan, or related to a swan, because they use pictographic nomenclature for actually the ships themselves at that time. And I think next year when we go back there will be a lot more work from this year's discoveries to do, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you should come to our lab because the window hatch you raised,
Yeah.
it's there. And
I wasn't sure we were allowed to talk about that. And we were mentioning it or not, but
because it's been sort of analyzed, so there are markings of hinge to hinge, so
I saw
really
the video you put out.
Yeah.
It's showing
the markings there.
markings on them. It looked really cool because I saw there was sort of markings on it, but I thought it was all paint when I actually recovered it.
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah,
it was
very
biological activity, something like
Yeah.
biodegradation. But yeah, it's quite. Actually, it's a miracle that you brought it in one piece because it hardly can take its own weight because it's pine, or not necessarily pine, but something softwood, and it's like spongy, very spongy. Yeah.
Recovering it was sort of like he picked it up and just I put it in the bag and carried it, and then the whole way through the deco, sort of 2.5 hours of deco, it's clipped off, and I'm like holding it out the way so I don't bounce it off a light or another team member. It's like I don't want to be responsible for breaking this. I think there was a couple of nicks in the side that could have been done by me. It could have been done by when we actually turned it over. I'm not really sure. But,
Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No.
We got it up and
and that didn't damage any information. The information it has to offer us, it's all there. Yeah.
So it's I mean, it was very interesting how we went from possibly a coat of arms to normally, like, we nicknamed it the cheese board for ages, and it turns out to be a window hatch, which is really cool. It does. You can see on the pictures of the windows where it's exactly going to fit.
Yeah, that is so true.
Great piece of discovery, great piece of work getting that up. But yeah, I mean, to dive a wreck that's in that condition, that's that old, is kind of unique to this part of the world. Really.
And that is so true. So we have these deep sea wrecks, and actually that is inspiring me also to go into rebreathers. So
yeah, so that's really another job the academy's for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Rebreather training for science teams.
Yeah.
And getting the scientists down to the sites, as well as the sort of the volunteer expert dive teams. So you've got much more accurate information to work with straight away, rather than having second-hand sort of processes coming up. So,
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I think next summer's going to be really, really exciting when we go back. When we go back.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, Ed.
No worries.
So I'll let you start your preparations because your diving partner here is waiting. Hi.
Hey.
So can you tell me who you are?
My name is Sofia.
Hi, Sofia. And you're going to have a very nice diving partner today, Ed.
Yeah, I believe so. He's very skilled.
So you are in safe hands. So what is your diving career? Are you into wrecks, or what is your?
So I've been swimming and diving most of my life. I got my license the month I turned 12. And ever since I have been diving, some scuba diving, but also snorkeling. And I really like wrecks, and I think Baltic Sea is amazing in the sense that there's a lot of beautiful wrecks that are very well conserved. So even if the water is not always so clear, I think it's still a really nice diving environment.
That is so true, because it's so special with all these cultural heritage we have there, and not so many people are able to see it by their own eye. So you are one of them. So it's not a common habit. No.
Yeah, I feel really lucky to experience those wrecks.
Yeah. So what about this climate change and sustainability? Because you are presenting the younger generation, and we older people are told that you are really very troubled and worried. So what do you think about that?
I think it's definitely it's not a hex. It's definitely true, and a lot of young people are really ready to take action and see that it's a problem and it's going to affect our lives in a sense that maybe no older generation really understand or care of. And seas obviously are a kind of drainage part, so a lot of things that happen on land will actually end up in the sea. And yeah, I think it's something that should really be taken seriously, and also the pollution in general affects seas and sea life quite a lot.
Yeah, that is so true. So it's a topic which is quite difficult to talk about because it creates so much emotions, and it's a question of our being. So this Alana and Manu, they drove this electric car over here, and now we have the possibility to talk about it. So are you going to join us tomorrow for our seminar?
Yeah, I will for the whole day.
That is so great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy there is this kind of event, and that I can participate. That's also really cool.
Mm. Yeah, I think you should go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Kari, can you assist them? Yeah, thank you. So, who I'm going to have my next victim? I have interviewed almost all, but baby's there. My microphone doesn't reach her, so she's safe from my questions. So, maybe we should talk with you about the policy. I know that you work in the Finnish Marine Research Institute, so you know a bit about research.
Thank you, Minna. Small correction, it's a Finnish Environment Institute where I work in a marine research center, and I'm working with research vessel Aranda and taking care of all the research applications which we need to do for going to other countries' water areas. And that's something important what we need to do before we do our research. And of course I would like to say that it's good if you can visit our webpage www.suke.fi, and there we have released a paper or webpage where we tell our research what we have done in this fall, and it tells the situation about the Baltic. Some parts of the Baltic, like the Gulf of Finland, if I recall correctly, it's going to be quite okay. But in the northern part of the Gulf of Baltic Sea, there are some things that worries us. The nutrient content is higher than what we have expected.
Okay. So, do we already know the scenarios of how the climate change will affect the Baltic Sea, or is there still some big questions because I have heard this sort of stories that because of increasing rain, the Baltic Sea will be more sweet, so it's possible for the shipworm to enter Baltic. Or the other one is that it will be more salty because the level of salty waters rise up, so that shipworm will come. Because we are really afraid of the shipworm, because the shipworm is so effective that it can eat one wooden wreck in 10 years. So
I'm quite certain that you are not only diver who is worried about the shipworm. I think every Finnish diver is worried about the shipworm if it enters here through the Denmark Straits or using the ship ballast water. I can say we don't need them here, because I'm sure that we want to keep our wooden wrecks as they are, and that's what makes the Baltic Sea one of the best wreck sites in the world. I think the American Great Lakes are pretty much same as the Baltic Sea. They have very intact wooden wrecks there, because it's not it's a lake water. It's not even a brackish water.
yeah, that is so true. But then again, they don't have our history.
Yes, that's true. They don't have our history. They have a different history there.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, it is thought that since the climate change, it's going to be much warmer here in Finland, and the winters are going to be, there is going to be more rain. So the runoff is going to be from the land to the sea. It's going to be much more than nowadays, and it is thought that there will be more nutrients in the water also. So after that, there can be more algae also in the water.
Yeah, that is so true. And Suomenlinna is, because it's located river mouth, so when there comes more rain, and so there's more runoff, so there's more particles in the water, more nutrition, so the visibility will be even worse than what we are experiencing today. But then again, when we have these very hot times, for example, last summer, it was the last time in Helsinki these sort of temperatures were like 1937, so it doesn't happen too often. But Helsinki seems to be the city which is getting up the heat more than the other capitals in the northern Scandinavia. So basically there was no rain, and the visibility turned out to be quite nice at the end of the summer. And of course I was on a holiday and I was like, why now? Should go diving, but you have to rest at some point too during the year.
The last summer it was really great. I really loved that. It was really warm, and the visibility in many parts was very good, both for Finland and archipelago also.
Yeah, it's quite a dual feeling, because you know that this is caused with the climate change, and still you are enjoying the heat.
That is true.
But as Manuel said, we were talking yesterday about the climate change. He said that there are always two sides of the coin. So it's if you want to see only the negative, because there's always the positive. So I think we are allowed to have positive feelings about nice weather.
That is true, but it is true that the climate change is here.
Yeah.
We cannot deny it.
No, I think this is clear to all after the IPCC report last summer. So you can't. Every scientist agrees that this is true and this is happening, and now we need to talk about it, and talk about in a way that we don't create anxiety, but we can together try to find the solutions, because we need all the creativity to find the ways, because there is no one big cure or bandit you can take. This is about small local actions, and that's why we are here today to talk about this.
That is true, and of course we don't know all about the climate change yet, and that's why we need scientists and we need to get more information about that and what we need to do, how we can prepare to climate change.
Yeah, yeah, that is so correct. And I'm planning this new research project, the End of Glory Days, and I really want to think that we can't even do research as business as usual, that we should take these into account, and I'm looking forward of working together with marine biologists during this project too, so that we can learn more about the condition of our wrecks, and for example we did with Ari Ruuskanen, we did this wreck index, which is sort of a list of endangered sites for wrecks. So I think we can improve that one and take into account the variabilities which are caused by climatic change. So there are so much things to do.
And it is always good that the divers are used for that kind of work or other kind of work. That it's not only those who do it for work and get money for that or paid for that, and that's why diver clubs are happy to take part all kind of works, and I'm happy that we are used for this kind of work.
That is nice to hear, because at the Finnish Heritage Agency we have a very, very long tradition of working with volunteers, and I would say that my profession or my job would be very dull if I didn't have this connection, because volunteers, they always bring their own passion and their own skills and knowledge, and it's a mutual learning process.
That's very true. That's very true, Minna. That's a very good way how divers can also learn from professionals.
Yeah, we are so few, and expectations from our knowledge are sometimes overwhelming. So that our divers are already coming up. Yeah. Oh. Good job. Okay, thank you, Panu.
You're welcome, and I'm sure you have 2 divers are coming up, and you're going to interview them soon.
Yes, absolutely. I am dying to hear their experience on this wreck. They are smiling. That is a good sign. Jaha.
20 minutes.
Hei, kaapelissa tuntuu vetoa, löysää vähän.
So I gave them 20 minutes time so that we can have their experiences during this live. I'm interested to know what time is it? 1 to 11. So I said that is ending.
Ekku tekee vielä pikkulenkin ja lähtee sinne rantaa kohden.
Good. So maybe we can prolong our live and hear their experiences.
Ekku tietää kellonajan. Ekku tietää ajan. Kelloajan. Kello.
Kerro Ekulle, että kello 11.
Kerro Ekulle, että kello 11.
Okay, guys. Anne. So, have been with these our DAN tourers, ambassadors. So, what is your experience on this?
I think this has been a very interesting tour. So they arrived first in Kilpisjärvi research station and then to Oulanka, and then we were exploring Päijänne heritage So it has been an interesting learning experience for myself also. I'm a diving physician, so this biology thing is not that of my expertise in the same way like many other people who have participated in this field. So this has been an interesting learning experience, and it has been a really interesting to be with these Manu and Alan. So they have been doing a very interesting tour around Europe and still continuing it, and really bringing up on important issues and also the inventions that have been done which will help to save our planet.
That is correct. And there they are while they survive the wreck, so we will hear their story.
So I think we should go and give the word to them.
Yeah. Thank you, Anne. Okay, guys, we are running out of So what is your feelings about the wreck? How was it?
It was bigger than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
It was huge.
Yeah, it's. I was thinking down there how cool it is to have history in front of your eyes, because you can really tell that it's an old wreck. It has fallen apart, but you still see the wooden, big logs that they were used to build the wrecks and the holes for perhaps nails. I don't know if they used nails at the time. So it's that feeling of just going back in history while you're diving.
Okay.
Absolutely. I felt like I was in an underwater museum.
Okay.
It was really beautiful. You can tell that it has a long time there because it was completely mimetized with the environment. So really, really interesting and beautiful thing to watch.
But on the other hand, I suspect that this kind of waters and conditions with the mud on top of the logs is what keeps the wreck in such a good condition. So I can only imagine, what's down there that we still haven't discovered.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I kept asking myself while I was turning around the wreck, what's the history? What should it be to be when it was sailing on the water, over the water? So really, really nice.
Yeah. We look forward to come and dive in more wrecks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Minna.
Welcome. So we will end this live session now. My name is Minna Koivikko and I work for the Finnish Heritage Agency. I want to thank you all for participating and have a lovely day, and join us tomorrow. We have the seminar day coming up. Thank you.